In this project build video, I built a flip-top Lego table out of cherry. Check it out and let me know what you think. To begin, I cut the 9/16 inch thick top to its final dimension of 20 1/8 by 20 1/8. I'm using a stop block at my crosscut sled to cut these frame sideboards to 24 1/8 inches long. I then moved that stop block to 22 1/8 for the frame middle boards. The joiner methods I used for the frame were mortise and tenons. I cut the 3/8 inch mortises 1 inch deep first at the router table. As always, if you want a quicker solution, you could use pocket screws or dowels.
Raise the bed another 1/4 inch and run it again.
Next up are the tenons. I use a 1/2 inch dado stack and a table saw to cut them. I cut one side, flip the board over, and cut the other. I then raise the blade to a 1/4 inch to cut the tenon cheeks. This table is not an original design. It's copied from a Lego Imaginarium table available at Toys R Us. No secret sauce when it comes to gluing up the frames. Just get some glue on the tenons and clamp them up. Unfortunately, I forgot to cut the hand recess before gluing up, so I'm drawing the marks now and will cut it out with my jigsaw. To smooth the curve, I'm using my spindle sander. I've got all the parts milled up for the base. The skirts are going to be cut to 22 inches long, and the legs are 1.5 inch square, and they're going to be cut to 18 1/4 inches long here at the crosscut sled using the same methods that I did with the frame. I'm using the same exact joiner methods for the base that I did with the frame, mortise and tenons. I make my fair share of mistakes, so I like to mark the legs where the mortises will be going to help keep me organized. With the mortises being 1 inch deep, I lower the bit a 1/4 inch at a time, taking it all in fork passes. And like with the frame, the tenons are cut at the table saw using my dado stack. The mortise being 1 inch deep, this will require the tenons to be mitered on the end. With the 45s cut, they'll slide right in and touch the bottom. The side skirts get some curves cut in them at the bandsaw and cleaned up at the spindle sander. I use the cleaned up side skirt as a template for the other skirts. At the router table, I ran over the side skirt curves, the legs, and the outside edges of the frame using a 3/16 inch radius roundover bit. Before glue up, I sand everything with 80, 120, and 180 grit sandpaper using a random orbit sander. To make the glue up easier, I glued the legs up in sections, making the final glue up just 2 sections. I made some 1 inch wide, 1.5 inch tall blocks to connect the side skirts to the top frame. The ledge at the top is what the Lego base top will sit on. I've got all the blocks installed, so now I'm going to go ahead and put the finish on, the first coat. And I'm using an enduro-var water-based urethane from General Finishes. This is a semi-gloss. I went with this over an oil-based finish because my niece and nephew are going to be playing with this pretty much as soon as they get it, and I don't want any fumes coming off of it from an oil-based finish. If you want a more detailed version of this build, I've uploaded a 29-minute version which goes into way more detail. Click here to watch it. The last piece of this puzzle was to apply some liquid nails to hold down the base plates. I use these Lego pieces here to help me align these base plates so that you know that everything is square and they'll match up when everything is dried. And to weigh the base plate down, I pretty much used anything that I had around me, including paint cans, mallets, and lumber. Well, here's the final piece. It came out really nice. The finish is really nice and gives it an amber tone. I'll definitely be using it again. I've got 4 coats on the top, 3 on the base. I'll probably give it a few days and come back and wax it to smooth it out a little bit more. And you can flip the top, and now you're ready to throw down with some Legos. The niece and nephew are really going to like it, and I'm sure they can't wait to see it. So if you enjoyed what you saw, hit the thumbs up button below, and if you want to get notified when I release more videos and more projects, please subscribe to the channel.